everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here. If this is your first time viewing one of my reactions, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. If you are one of my returning subscribers or a fan of Heartland, thank you so much for deciding to watch this with me. This is episode 16 of season 3, Spin Out, which you know, of course, by the title. Caleb tries to get over the physical and emotional scars from his accident as Amy tries to get him back on a horse, and Tim doles out some tough love. As we saw the last couple of episodes, Caleb got injured during a rodeo competition, and he blamed Ashley for it, which was not her fault, but he felt that her being there was bad luck. And so he and Ashley did end things. I think they will get back together. I hope they will. So we had that, and then also, of course, Lou and Peter making some plans for their wedding. And Amy saw Mr. Hanley again, who we saw earlier in the season with his kind of haunted barn. He, unfortunately, at this point had abandoned his farm and was in foreclosure, and so she found his daughter his sister, who ended up helping him out. So we are almost done. I should be finishing season 3 today, and then we'll be going on season 4. It's like, once I finish this, I feel like I have like 12 seasons left, which is still pretty daunting. And I say that because Netflix may only have the 14 seasons, but we know that there's a 15, which my guess is Netflix will probably have next year. Or if somehow I do get caught up by all the seasons before Netflix gets season 15, I'm sure I can find it online to watch it there. But anyways, let's get started. Caleb's getting her down a bad road. Hi, ladies! And we lost Pegasus. Pegasus died. Yeah, he's gonna have some PTSD sometime. Oh boy. I mean, you can kind of understand him missing payments given everything he's gone through. I think he is suffering a little bit of depression, which you can understand.
I don't want to cause any problems. But you know that really nice reception room Lisa has at Fairfield?
What are you talking about?
The out-of-towners brunch for our wedding.
I guess he hasn't heard from
Position,
Lisa.
but it would mean so much if you and Lisa could host it for me.
You still haven't told me.
I mean, they are engaged.
Promised you would. This thing? Media.
Yeah, Tim recognizes that because it's the same thing he went through when he was injured. So he's doing this, to stop Caleb. Like you said, it's an intervention. And also I think projecting a bit because maybe he's seeing himself in Caleb right now, given what he went through. So, and, Lou is the type that, will get all upset if she finds out that Jack and Lisa are engaged. But I'm like, you know what, it really is not that big of a deal. We women tend to think that, oh, the engagement is special, it's all about us, or it's all about me, and it's like, yeah, okay, you are engaged and you're getting married, but the world does not revolve around you. And other people are still going to live their lives. And if Jack and Lisa agreed on getting married, be happy for them. I mean, I agree with Amy, what's wrong with a double wedding? Seems like it could be kind of fun, But if nothing else, be happy for them. It doesn't take away from your engagement or your special day. Women in TV and probably in general are just kind of dumb, But especially on TV because, they go ahead and they get upset about stuff like that. It reminds me of, you know, Monica on the episode of Friends where she got engaged and then was upset that Ross and Rachel had kissed. And she's like, you kind of stole my thunder. And I'm like, it's not all about you, Monica. I know you think it's all about you and you want it to be all about you, but the world does not revolve around you. Most people don't give a shit that you're engaged. You know, the only ones who care are your loved ones. The rest of the world doesn't care. But then I never really liked Monica on Friends anyways, so. I see some of Monica.
Okay.
Good job.
Maybe I should ease back into it on a part-time basis.
There you
You
go.
start now, full-time, or you don't start at all.
More tough love. At least he gets to stay.
Rodeo clown. It's pretty awesome. Hand.
Sure.
No, I mean, I could give you a hand with Shorty. I'll look after him for you.
Caleb has no one to blame but himself because he was being stupid. Ty has every right to kill him for that. You know, I see Tim's point about the tough love because it's projection, you know. He's seen himself in Caleb and he's probably trying to prevent Caleb from what happened to him, you know, with leaving Marion and those guys. So, Tim means well. Unfortunately, though, Caleb has to do it on his own. And that might involve spiraling down. You know, we're seeing, of course, him... Dang it. Here. We're seeing, of course, him falling further into drinking and drugs. At least he's doing some work, like he was doing there in the barn with the shoveling out. So at least he's doing some of that. So if they can get him to focus more on that, maybe that won't be so bad. But yet, at night, of course, he's still alone with the drugs. And yeah, Lou, she's all upset. And I'm like, as I said, Lou, it's not about you. One, you should be happy for them. Two, you should respect the fact that they wanted to wait to tell you. Because they didn't want to step on your toes. Because they knew you were basically going to act the way you're acting. Yeah, this is not going to go over well.
Remember our deal.
There he goes.
Ty? Ty, you should have seen me.
You had to have expected that, Caleb. And two, at least he just hit you once. Granted, you hit the metal door, but at least he just hit you once instead of still going. And I like how he says, you did ask. You know, so it's like he's giving him credit for that. So it's not like he just took it. You know, he's like, you did ask, but I said no. But, yeah, Lisa not wanting to live at Heartland. I don't think Jack's going to leave because that's his land. And I'm wondering, yeah, how they're going to work that out with Lisa and Peter. Are they going to, like, build, I mean, on 600 acres, I'm sure if they wanted, they could build their own house. You know, build their own house. He can still do his oil stuff, and then she could still manage Heartland. Or she and Peter could probably still live there. I know that they probably don't want to, but, you know, Amy's right. Everything's going to change. And that is something that does suck when there are major life changes, because, yeah, then everything does change. You know, when life is easy, you can become complacent, but it is good to mix things up. But I like that Ty also then took Caleb's meds, because he needs to start going through withdrawal and get over it.
You're lucky he only hit you once, didn't kick you when you were down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, poor, and so have you.
Yep. Except she was too young with Tim.
That was for dinner.
I just couldn't help it. It looked so good. turns out it's the best damn pie I've ever had.
Yep. Well, that's great, then the fish can choke on him. That's frozen over.
Yeah, leg up.
I was gonna say, you might need some help with that leg.
See? Nothing to it. Get out of my way.
There you go.
Come on, Caleb!
Tim needed to do that. You know, I know that they were talking about like the tough love and everything for Caleb and also kind of babying him, but Tim needed to do that. He needed him to see, because again, he saw himself and he saw Caleb going down that exact same path. So I'm glad that he did that. You know, Caleb obviously has been thinking about it. I think he's gonna win Ashley back. It's gonna take some time, but I think he will. And then of course, you know, you have Val with her meddling. She's gonna be happy to find out that, yeah, they're not engaged, that they're still together but not engaged. But she's still gonna be happy about that, because she's still gonna try, I think, to move in on Jack. I don't see her giving that up. I thought I saw something or read something that Jack and Lisa do eventually get married. And maybe they do later down the line. But I also could be wrong about that. But I like how in the last episode, you know, Jack was talking about how he was serious and he said, marry me, you know, that he was serious about it. And, you know, Caleb does offer to pay Ty for the damages of his motorcycle. And I'm thinking, well, how? You say you're broke. You thinking from the money that you're going to get from selling Shorty? He's not going to sell Shorty anymore. Better not. Anyways, 3 minutes left.
And he lets you ride him. Yeah, he's pretty much my personal trainer.
He likes that.
Give me that screwdriver. Okay. Thanks.
He did say he'll pay for the damages.
But you should know. Never would have spun out on that turn if you gotten the brakes right. Hey, that's
Ashley. Nope, Ashley.
my truck.
His truck.
How'd you get it back from the repo man?
All I took was some money.
Well, yeah.
No, that's okay. I won't charge interest.
Thanks.
He's got some work to do if he wants to make up with her.
But one way or another, things are gonna change around here. And I don't know, I mean, Lou's leaving, that's for sure, right? And I'm graduating high school, and you're going off to college, and
Those are all good things, ain't it?
how come it doesn't feel like it?
Change is scary.
Is that what they say?
You know, the title was Spin Out, which obviously was when Caleb wrecked the motorcycle, but it also, of course, was a metaphor for him. Him spinning out of control, hitting rock bottom, which it's good to see him on the path to recovery now. And I hope that he pulls down the signs about selling Shorty. You know, I was kind of hoping that they would have mentioned it. I'm guessing there at the end that it wasn't going to happen, but he didn't mention it, so hopefully we'll find out in the next episode or two about Shorty. And, you know, as I said, Lou, I like Lou, but she drives me up the wall sometimes because she's annoying. You know, like, she can't even be happy for Jack and Lisa when they were engaged. She has to make it all about her, and you stole my thunder, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Lou, stop being so self-centered. be happy for your grandfather. And plus, be happy also for the fact that they were trying to keep it quiet because they didn't want to step on your toes. That's how self-centered she is. That they wanted to keep it quiet because they knew that she would react the way she did. So she should actually take a good hard look at herself in the mirror. You know? But of course all Lou can think about is herself. And not being happy for Jack or Lisa. Now obviously they decided that they're just going to keep things the way they are, but still, it's like, you could have at least been happy for them, as they were happy for you. So Lou can get really irritating sometimes. I think Caleb, maybe he and Ashley are just gonna stay friends, but I think he's gonna maybe try slowly to start winning her back. We'll find out. Again, maybe not. I could try and look it up and see if they get back together. The problem with me is when I get invested in a show is I start looking things up and then I discover stuff that I probably shouldn't. And then I'm like, damn it, you know? I mentioned in a previous video about what happened with Downton Abbey. And I'm just like, damn it, you know, like, in a way, it's great to be surprised and to not know what's coming. And at the same time, though, sometimes knowing spoilers is a good thing because then it doesn't hurt as much. So thank you for joining me for episode 16 of Heartland. I've got 2 left for the season. Woohoo! I'm glad almost to be done and moving right along to season 4 and beyond. If you did enjoy this, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. I'd love to be able to get more subscribers. If you're watching this on Rumble and you want to check this video out on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. It will help get the views up. Just make sure to change your VPN as these are being blocked in the US, Australia, and New Zealand. And if somehow you are watching this on YouTube, head over to Rumble and give it a view there to get my views up over there on that platform as well. You can also check out some of my other videos over there because unlike YouTube, Rumble doesn't really do much with censoring. So you can see a lot of my edited but unedited videos. Things like Good Witch, Chucky, Nancy Drew, Walker, and etc. etc. So hit the notification bell to be alerted of future content that we'll post here on YouTube. I've got other stuff coming down. I've got stuff for the summer and the fall and even looking into 2023. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.